I'm so grumpy. I'm so tired. Don't try and fight me. Don't try and fight. Am I recording? Hello. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me where I really like talking about planners and notebooks and writing stuff and nerdy stuff, things about productivity, trying to do things better. Okay, I'm kind of like off my vibe today. I'm pretty tired. Like, I don't know what was going on, but I woke up at 4 in the morning. The wind was whipping. I thought there was a seagull coming in. You know when you're sleeping and things are just not like logical? The wind was so windy. I went out for a run after, like the ocean was like, psh. I'm not on my vibe today, okay? But you do know if you're a long time that I do love Mondays. So it is a Monday and we're doing this on a Monday because Monday, productivity, planner things. Enjoy. Today we're gonna talk about real quick the best, absolute, most recommended notebook planner organizing system for your corporate job. That's right, we get excited about notebooks and planners and stationery for corporate jobs too, because it's like school and you need to buy school supplies and you get to pick stuff out. So don't skimp on what you get for work, okay? Because if you like your stuff that you're using, you're gonna be more productive and you're gonna use it better. This is a weird one for me because I used this all year and then I was sloppy with it and I'm like running out of pages. So I've switched to Histology A5. However, that's made me realize how much I loved using the Hobonichi Day Free for my corporate job. Let's open it. And this is one of those little, one of those tabs that I was looking for last time. See how it's like slightly metallic? It's so pretty. Wherever those ended up, no one will ever know. The Hobonichi Day Free, if you don't know about it, is their day-free version of their planners, which is perfect for something like your corporate job where maybe some days you're going to use... Is this still on? This is the day-free Hobonichi. Basically, it is monthlies and then just blank pages. Because for something like your corporate job, you don't always know, like, I mean, obviously you're not going to use every page of the year, right? And then some days you might use lots of pages and some days you might use half a page. So I figured that the day-free is the primo work planner. It starts with the monthlies because you always need those. You obviously, I mean, I shouldn't say obviously. For me, and I assume for a lot of us, we don't really need or benefit from weeklies for our corporate work because we live inside our Google calendars or our office calendars or whatever it is where we have 100 billion things calendared and shared with all of our coworkers and things in there and things going on and constantly moving the block of the meetings and all that stuff. So we don't need to paper our weekly, or at least that's my opinion. This is a drawing that my niece colored for me to begin my book. 11 out of 10 recommend. Get your little kidlets in your life to do some artwork for you at the start of your planners because that's a guaranteed happy day. Okay, I have to flip to some unused days. At the beginning, they give you a nice annual, just like if you're not familiar with Hobonichis, they usually have this yearly layout as well as, like, I don't really want to show all the pages oddly because I don't want to show like trade secrets, you know, in my secret business papers. Oh look, I didn't barely fill anything in on these. Anyway, they also give you these, which evidently I didn't really use because I mostly rely on my Google Calendar. December. I have not populated this page. Again, this is just like, I can't get enough of the goodness of the feeling of the design and the aesthetic and the feeling. I don't know what it is, okay? I have no explanation for myself. I have no explanation for my reactions to Hobonichi products, but it's like, motherfucker, they're just so good. Like, it just feels so nice and it looks so nice with so much possibility to get things done and to enjoy writing things down in these. I have no words. Anyway, this is your monthly. So, reflecting back, look, I got this little freaking thing. I had golf last week and then we like shot golf balls out of cannons and then the recoil out of the golf cannon like gave me kind of a little owie. Anyway, hands should be nice when you're doing YouTube, but alas, here we find ourselves in the middle of our tired ass day. Not complaining, I love my life. Hashtag gratitude. Anyway, monthly. So back to familiarity with the bullet journal system and or maybe just like logic in this case. Write things you have in the months, write things you have coming up, and then also write things after they're done. because on the off chance that you're not going to be cross-referencing with your Google Calendar, just write in like every meeting you have in here or whatever you did that day. Even make a note of like if you send a really important email that day, note it here, because then at a glance, you know how it is sometimes, especially when you're in a call or something and you're frantically scrolling through your emails and you're frantically searching your calendar and then that thing is coming up. You know how sometimes the Google gremlins, just everything just goes away somehow? I don't know how it happens. Sometimes it's just the satisfaction of, I mean, it's not all about that, okay? For you, it's not about satisfaction. For me, it's about the satisfaction of the paper. But no, something about the paper, I feel like my brain actually does have a memory. When I look at the page, I do have a memory of having written something down, and I do have a familiarity of when I turn my pages of like sort of when and where it happened that I wrote something down. I don't know, and I don't have that with electronic. So even if there's something important on a project you're working on, make a note of it on that day that you're working on it, because that way at least when you refer back to this monthly spread, it will catch your eye and you'll be like, that's the day that I wrote the important email where I negotiated the lowest price ever, and now I need to cover my butt and justify what I did, and I know this was the day I did it, and you have your reference, okay? And you can flip back in your emails. Or in what I'm trying to illustrate here, if I would ever get around to it, is where's an empty page? I have like 2 empty pages. Oh yeah, and also there's this little dude, this little story dude in the bottom. You want to see? Ready? Remember these? He's doing a little thing. I didn't do it justice, okay? We're doing our best here, okay? Some days you do your best. Some days you do good. Some days you do your best, and that's all it is in life. So my style, which I may have shown you, I don't remember in other times, is at the, good God, just give me a blank page to demonstrate this, is that at the start of the day, I usually do a little with my mild liner brush, 11 out of 10. You know what? I never used to use worms. I think this one's actually called red. I don't know if I've evolved or what. It's called vermilion. Anyway, like these are not colors you would ever catch me dead with until somehow this incarnation of my life, I'm just like, give me the warms, give me the warm colors. I would always do a highlight of where I'm gonna write the date. So let's just say, what's the date today, 18? That way, when I am quick flipping through this notebook as my future self, trying to see like what I did and when and how, I know that these are the starts of the day, okay? Because sometimes a page will have 3 days and 3 starts to the days on them, and sometimes the notes for this page, if I have like lots of hard things going on, it will be like 3 pages for this day. So I will write, for example, I mean this example that you're getting is December. I will write, you know, today, I had the difficult meeting where we talked about the timing of the complicated project, and we figured out roles and responsibilities, and we figured out a budget, and lots of hard stuff happened on this day. Notate that in the square of the month of the day, so you have that as your reference point. You're probably going to reference your Google Calendar, but just do that just so you have it. Then when you need to refer back to this, you can go, okay, on this date, that stuff happened. Then you flip through your pages and you see, oh, this was the day. And then there are your notes nicely laid out for you with lots of satisfaction and productivity, okay? That is how I use my day free. There's numbered pages. Last year's 2023, I mean this year, but you know, has 171, it's a weird number of pages. 171 blank pages. That took me to basically mid-September, but I know that I was sloppy with some of my pages and I could have used them more efficiently, and I should have got a whole year from this. I did not order the 2024 day free in my Hobonichi haul from 2 videos ago. And I'm regretting it because since this book maxed out, I just started using Astrology A5 because I like the idea of how there's that 24-hour timetable on the edge, because I do like to kind of like keep note of what I'm doing throughout the day just in case I have to go back and reference or figure out or whatever, you know. But I miss. I've been using it only for a short time now, and I miss my monthlies, and I just like I just miss the feeling. I don't know, like I like Stology, but just to live in all day, like in my corporate job, I'm in my notebook all day, one way or another, whether or not I'm writing things all day. It's in front of me all day, and I don't know, it's just this freaking strange love affair I've got with the Hobonichi notebooks. And I miss it. So 11 out of 10, next year I'm gonna have to be acquiring a 2024 Hobonichi day free for my corporate job, and I highly recommend, if you are looking for what kind of planner is you're laying out your planner stack for 2024, what you're gonna use for different purposes, for your corporate work or your whatever type of work you do, freelance work, whatever. I think that I'm probably with the majority of people in that my day-to-day, week-to-week scheduling gets done electronically, but it's just nice to be able to have that paper monthly reference, as well as to use it as a reference point in terms of the bullet journal method, loosely, roughly. What am I saying? I'm rambling on. Hobonichi Day Free, get it for your work, get it for your corporate, get it for your planning and journaling. If you don't want weeklies, whatever the reason, you know how I am with Hobonichi right now, like just fucking obsessed. Get it. Thank you for joining me. Give it a like if you like it. Leave me a comment of what kind of planners you have been using for your corporate work last year, and what kind of planner you think you're going to get into next year. Maybe a Hobonichi Day Free. Maybe you will do the bullet journal method, listing out your calendar like we did with our media journal, and you don't want or care about pre-printed monthlies and you just list it down the side. I found that when I migrated from doing completely free-form bullet journal style, that I enjoy the pre-printed calendar. That's sort of how I got started with all of this. Is I enjoy the structure of the pre-printed calendar instead of always writing them out myself and then not having them written out when I want to flip to them later, blah, etc. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, pens. A topic is going to come up sooner or later about pens. I hate to break it to you. This is a really, like, I guess, I don't know. I mean, to me it's exciting, but this is just like a $2 pen. Obviously I know a lot of pens and I've tried a lot of pens. Lately, just the plain Muji gel pens. This is a 0.38. 0.38 works good with Hobonichi because they got like 3mm squares or whatever it is. Like, you need teen tiny for Hobonichi. I also have a 0.5, I have a 0.7. Like, I think I use 0.5 in Stology, but yeah, Muji gel pen. It's working for me these days. It's simple. You just buy a ton of them, you put them in every bag. You know, it's like a Burt's Bees. You just buy a ton of them and you put them in every bag. Obviously, we're not gonna get into the weeds here. You've probably turned this video off. Like, obviously I know about pens, okay? Like, okay, look at it. Tell me it's not gorgeous. I know about pens, but sad to say, or happy to say, sometimes simple is better, okay? Sometimes simple is better. Muji, go to the store or order it. Shockingly recommended. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, my foot's asleep.